What is up, YouTube? So today we're going to be going into just the basic structuring and arrangements of electronic songs. Off the top of my head, there's a few I could think of. So we're going to go through about 3 or 4 different types of structures that you'll commonly hear in electronic dance music. Then I'll create a new channel and draw out the blocks, and that way you could see them side by side. And when you're creating your song and you're trying to figure out how to lay it out, go through these structures and figure out which one's going to work for your song. And if none of them work, try to figure out a mix of them, and you could create a structure that works for you. Something you are struggling with, we will make sure by the end of this you know what to do. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And definitely check out all the other videos if you haven't watched them already. Lots of tips and tricks, a lot of sound design knowledge, and free presets and all that good stuff. So let's get into this. The most common one is about every 16 bars is a new section. So we have like a intro, DJ mix, and then we have the bridge or build up. And then it goes into the drop. And this could either be like a change up. So a change up of the drop, or sometimes it's like a post drop. So it's kind of more like dancey, rhythmic-y, and not so crazy as this section. Or let's just say it's going to be a change up on this one. Then the next one will be like the post drop rhythm. Kinda, this was the drop, the craziness, and then we take it back out. So let's just put red for the drop. And then this is kind of like the post drop, so we'll put like an orange or something. Not so, hot. We're gonna go into like a little break. I'll just put breakdown. You're basically gonna strip away your instruments. And then you could kind of go back into the bridge, build up your last drop. Give yourself like a post drop. And then you could either end it, or if you want a full song, then you could go outro, DJ mix. So you kind of strip it all down, but still kind of have a beat going, kind of like that intro. It's not quite there, but it's holding the track down, and you could get it mixed into the bridge buildup and get it ready, properly mixed in by the drop. So that's one of our basic structures right there. That's going to be, I think, personally, one of your most common structures. Now there's another one that's kind of similar to that. It's like basically a stripped down version of it. Dubstep more has this where it's like a 17 bar quick intro, and then it goes to the drop, change up. But these have more sections, so it's like a drop, change up, and then it's like a whole new section right here of the drop. So we'll just turn that red. That's when it gets really crazy. And it's more like this. It's like a change up here. Drop. So it's like this drop is the same as this kinda, it's just a little change, and then by the time it gets to the section, you do a crazy switch up. And then the post drop has it here, and then it's usually the bridge or build up, and then again. And then these are kind of like outros, or you get a post drop on and just kind of like fade it out. So that is like a crazy dubstep song where it's most of the writing is the drop, and you just kind of want minimal sections in between the drop to carry the flow and give them a break before you drop the drop again. Structure number 3, the intro gets a little different. So I tend to do these. So you have a little short 8 bar intro, and then you put like an 8 bar build, and then right here is kind of like a we'll put it orange. It's just I call it a hook, but really it's just like a catchy little intro thing. You want to dancey come in right here, and you just want to catch their their attention and get them really grooving in the song, and then you build up out of that into the drop, which would be something like that. And then we'll kind of go to the hook-ish type thing, post drop. That's kind of blended with the drop elements too. And then I would do a bridge build up, and then same thing, and then an outro. So as you can see, they're all a little bit different styles, a little bit different lengths. And again, if you want to do a post drop and then add like another little funky drop right here, you could do whatever you want. Just these are kind of just like building blocks. You kind of rearrange them with how it's going to work in your song. And that way it actually has a structure to it. That's why it's called structuring and arrangement. You're going to arrange your structure of the song. So just keep that in mind. We'll do one more, but I think you guys are getting the hang of it now. It's really just moving the building blocks around and stuff. So music and stuff like that, hybrid type stuff is kind of where I kind of do a style like this. So it would be intro, 8 bar, then I would have the hook. But sometimes right out of the hook, I kind of build the drop in this hook, and then I drop it. So it's at 25 bars now. And I feel like that because on trap music and stuff, it's you really want that beat banging most of the time. So I try to get there quickly, drop the beat, then we'll do a change up, and then we could do a dancey section. And then sometimes I would literally go right back into the drop. And then the next one, maybe we'll do not a post drop, but we'll do one of these. Was it? They call it a mid 8, but it's kind of like a mid 16. Unless you're working in halftime, then you cover double the space. But yeah, so 16, mid 16, and this is kind of a little switch up. So it's not going to be the same as the post drop, but it kind of is. So I'm going to change the color just so you know it's different. Most of the time, I do like a real minimal bass heavy section with kind of like a ARP on top. So it's really, you really want to just change it up a lot and refresh in the listener when it comes back to that and this and then that. Or if you don't even want that, you literally could just end it right there. So again, all these are up to you. You could do whatever you want. You just rearrange these building blocks, and this is a new one to mess with. It's again, you just want to divert the song, but kind of keep it the same feel. Take them away from the main pieces of the song, but don't have it so crazy that it feels like it's a new song. But again, and then you want to take them back in and then give it drop back to them. So you got to make sense of all this. And when you're rearranging these blocks in your song and your sections, it's going to change. Maybe you go this up to the post drop, but then you go to this. So it's just think of it as Legos. Get these pieces and then start putting them together in your song and creating a full length song out of your loops and stuff. That This has always helped me when I think of Legos like this, because then when you're creating your loops and stuff, you kind of are already thinking ahead. I want to, if I strip this down to this could be the post drop. And then if I do all this could be the drops. And then I want to change this and this, that'll be the change up of the drop. And then, okay, I did the post drop. Let me put that where the hook is. Maybe add some vocals, maybe strip it down a little bit. Who knows? But you'll start thinking like that while you're making your loops. And then your song arrangement structures will kind of just happen. But if you're ever stuck, there's this template to think back on. And you could also dissect your favorite songs too and just kind of do what I did. Put your song here or the reference song here, and then just kind of follow along and create these blocks of the arrangement of the song, and then you'll learn that there's a lot of different structures, but they kind of have these Legos mixed in throughout the structure. So I'm gonna put this in Dropbox for you guys. It's in the Ableton project folder in the Dropbox link that you guys should all have. If you don't, click join.tarant.info, that link down in the description. Put your email in and we'll send you access to that Dropbox folder, which has like 70 presets and Ableton project samples and all that good stuff for you. So again, if this has helped you out any bit, click that thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll talk to you on Wednesday when we start the sound design videos for the week.